What's up, guys? Welcome to this video. In this one I just want to show you um, what I did and what I could have done on this Biscuit project, Spinners Biscuits project. Okay, so these were completely modeled out in Cinema 4D, and I textured them using Anode. This was Anode, and yeah, I did a video, I think a product video on these biscuits, and I did it in Octane. Yeah, so I just want to explain some things that I did and how you can also do them. Okay, so to start with, I made a mistake at first. I did it in the hard way. So what I mean by I did the hard way is I didn't have this model. I didn't have any kind of let me say proper reference for me to model these biscuits out. The only reference that I had was this label, you know, and the actual biscuit. So it was hard for me to like bring it into say 4D because I never thought of capturing the biscuit and putting it as a background in Cinema 4D and modeling from there. What I did was, because I'm a graphics designer as well and I'm able to use Adobe Illustrator, what I did was I had to go into Illustrator, and eyeballing the actual biscuit, I had to create a vector of this model. I created this vector and then I imported it into Cinema 4D, which was a pain. Okay, so let me show you what I did. So I came to Cinema 4D and I merged my project. So let me just find my Spinners Biscuit model resources. Okay, so I brought in my splines. Okay, yeah, so I brought in my splines. I brought in my vector from what's this, Adobe Illustrator. Okay, so the challenge with this method is when I made this editable. Okay, when I made this editable, let me see, when I made this editable, where is it? No, object layers, and I had all these kinds of things going on there. I had all these kinds of things which should be made editable as well. No, so I had to make like everything here should be editable. So let me just try to grab everything here and make this editable. Yeah, so when I made everything editable here, I think let me just get rid of the what can I do? Let me just select everything. And let me just give it a white material so that you can be able to see. So let me just put in white. Can this work? Okay, this will work just fine. So when I made this thing editable, grab it, it created a lot of points. You see, it created a lot of points for me, you know. So since it made a lot of points for me, it gave me a little bit of problem. So if I was to extrude this, if I was to put this vector and then extrusion, let me see, where is my extrusion? Extrusion is not working. What is going on over here? Let me put in the layer and extrusion. I don't know why my extrusion is not going in here. I don't know why that's not happening, but okay, let's do this. just grab this face. Can I grab this face? It's not possible. We don't know what's going on now. I don't know what's happening here. Okay, let me just grab this one. Yeah, this should be okay. So if I was to extrude this, yeah, let me bring it like so. So if I was to extrude this, you see what's happening? It's creating a lot of geometry around. So imagine if just this object has got all this geometry. Imagine I was to select another object there and extrude this as well. You know, it would mean that I would have a lot of polygons. I have a lot of polygons in the whole entire project. You know, so this made my computer to lag. You know, and when I was trying to create an animation, it gave me a lot of problems. It gave me a lot of problems. Okay, so a solution to this, what I did was I had to start modeling the pieces. You know, I had to start modeling the pieces from scratch. Okay, so one of the things that you can do is capture the biscuit if you have it. You know, capture it, then do some edits and Photoshop, bring it into Cinema 4D and make it a background. But since I'd already started modeling, and I wanted to reduce the poly count, I just had to take a screenshot of what I already had and started remodeling. Because as you can see, if you look at these other polygons here, they have all this perfect polygon distribution and the like. But if you look at these shapes, which were made from vectors from Illustrator, you see that they've got nothing. They just look like compound shapes, you know, and they have got a lot of dots around them, so it made things hard for me. So what I did with this one was it was pretty simple. You know, I just had to go into Cinema 4D and I'd say I'll go to my top view. I think my top view should be okay, and I wrote in view configure, so I had to configure. Then I had to go to my back, and then I had to bring in an image, background image. So resources, and it's this one. You know, so I had this as my background image. Then I also brought down the transparency so that you can be able to see. Okay, so the next thing was using the pen tool, the polygon pen tool. Where is it? Is the polygon pen? Let me see. Where's the polygon pen? Yeah, so mesh then polygon pen. Okay, so I had to mark some points, you know, mark some points like so, and close that, and I had a shape there. So if I was to go to my view there, yeah, put the polygon over there. So I now had to start doing this, you know, I had to start doing this, and I just had to model them out. It's a tedious process, but you just have to be strategic with what you do. You know, so I just had to go in there, and okay, I didn't have to worry much about the topology at the time. Okay, so I had to start doing this, shaping this like so. Then had to think about, okay, let me just say there, close, there, close, just creating something like this, just something like this, and so there, close, Okay, so I'm just giving you a basic idea of what I was doing to achieve this. Okay, so we create something like here, there, close, go there, close, and then we'll create something for here. I think something like so. This is just the basic concept. Okay, so we can close there. Of course, it took me a lot of time to figure it out on how I was going to do it, and yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, so I had something like this, and if I was to bring in my subdivision and put my polygon under a subdivision, it will turn around, then I'll go into my polygons, go into my faces and deleting this face. Okay, deleting this face, yeah, and I had something like this, so this process had to reduce my poly count, so from there I just had to go to my point mode, then I just had to start adjusting the points so that they can get me this round look there. Okay, so so that was pretty much it. That was pretty much it. Like, I just had to start playing around with these points, moving them around, trying to get this shape, so let me see. So move this point over there and move it around there. This was the trick. So it's something very hard, but it's time consuming, so you have to be patient. You have to be patient when doing it. Yeah, so let me just try to see how best I can get it so that we can show you something else. Okay, something like that, something round, yeah, something like this, so having something like this reduced my poly count, so if I was to go to my face mode and select all the faces, and if I was to extrude this, you see, this is what I had, this is what I had, and already this is proper geometry. So if I was to add a loop cut to this thing, with my loop cut, so if I was to add the loop cut, just to tighten it up, you see, everything just works out pretty much okay. See, so that was the trick, to reduce the poly count. Just had to go in and model all these little details around, just modeling them. Then I just had to duplicate this thing, just duplicate this shape, just had to duplicate it like so. Let me show you. Just had to duplicate this to somewhere like so, rotate it, turn it, rotate it, turn it. Then I just had to weld them together so that they can just give me this shape. Then I just had to go in once again with this one in between. I had to go in with the polygon pen tool again. Then I had to start creating points like so, so it just started with the middle part because this was the most essential piece. Just had to start doing this kind of thing. Okay, yeah, so that was the basic thing on how I modeled these top details of the biscuit. Okay, sure, I'll probably have to make another tutorial where I can go in step by step showing you, but it would take me quite some time to do a whole lot of that tutorial. So I'm just giving you a heads up of what I did, to Biscuit. Then for let's see, yeah, for these details there, for these details, you can do this with a displacement map. If you can make your own displacement map, probably in Photoshop or Illustrator, then you can use the displacement map for those things, and it can work out. Okay, but for me, what I did was, let me just delete these things. I think, let me just bring up a cylinder. Let me just bring in a cylinder, something like so, and bring it down somewhere there, and to make this editable, just like that. Let me just to dissolve these edges. Where is my dissolve? Okay, just dissolve these edges, and then I'll bevel this a little bit. Bevel this, then I'll just add in a subdivision modifier to this. Okay, so it gives me that kind of rounding kind of thing. Okay, so I just had to bring in a cube, and this is already too big, so you had to make it smaller, and something that made sense, something that made a lot of sense, you know, to reshape it like so, something like so. It was much longer there, then bring it in there and do something like so. Yeah, it was just a basic cube. Where is it? The front part was small. If you see, oh, the front part was big, then the inner part was small, so I had to make this editable, just the way it is. Just had to make it editable. Then I had to grab these inner edges, then I had to scale them to give them that kind of shape. And since we're not going to be able to see the bottom part, I didn't see the necessity of adding it, so I just deleted the bottom part. Okay, then I added in a subdivision modifier for this, so that we can work from there. Yeah, so already we had something like that. Okay, so just added in some loop cuts. Let me bring in some loop cuts, so we can add the loop cut around there, just to give it that little bit of tightening. Then we added a bit of another loop cut over there, and yeah, so we can add in another one somewhere there. Then we can shift this loop cut. I think we can slide it actually. Let's go to slide. We slide edges. Okay, sorry. Then slide it somewhere here. Yeah, so we can slide it like so that we can have that kind of thing. Then we can just bring in these edges. We can just push them up like so. Then let's push our polygon. Let's put our shape just like so. Let's just push it in again so that it can intersect. Yeah, so we had something like that. Okay, so you can do a little bit of detailing, you know, like this corner. If you want this to have more detail, you can just go in there. And begin to, yeah, just to push it the way you want it to, you know, just to give it that kind of look. Okay, so that was done. Okay, that was done. So the next thing was just to add the cloner to this thing. Just add the cloner, then put the object in the cloner, then make this radio. Yeah, something like that. And let's make them a lot. And radius, we can reduce the radius to like somewhere like so. Then we can increase them, you know, it depends. Yeah, see, something like that, you know. So if you're using other programs, that is more like you're arraying, using the array tool, and that's radio array. Okay, so yeah, that's basically much it, you know, so you can just bring it down like so, you know. Yeah, so this is all, you know. Then all I did to make the bottom part, I just had to group this, Alt G, make it as a group. I need to group everything, Alt G, Control, yeah. Then I can say this Biscuit top, let me say, can I just say top, let me just name it top, yeah. Then I just had to duplicate this, putting Control and bring the arrow down, then rotating this 90 degrees while holding Shift and rotating it 90 degrees, and I had to push it like so. Then just grabbing this cylinder, you know, grabbing the cylinder, pulling it out like so, and then I had to make it smaller, you know. So instead of scaling everything, okay, let me just scale it like so from here, then pushing it down, pushing it to like so, but this is not good enough, so I had to go into my in my other views, you know, my elevations. Then I had to select these objects and push it down like so. Then I had to select this too and push them down like so. Something like this, you know, something like this. Though the bottom part has to be worked on as well, so that the cream can sit quite alright. Okay, yeah, so basically that's pretty much it. So I can scale this. Let me just scale this just around here. Yeah, not the y-axis, just that part. Yeah, so that's basically much it, you know. So it needs time though. You need to have some time so you can make some adjustments, so that you can have something that is which is just with a proper look. Okay, yeah, so that's pretty much for the modeling. It was very simple modeling, and yeah, for the package, this is just a simple cube. This is a simple cube which was extruded, you know, which was just extruded and made some very funny details over there, you know, and then unwrapped it and put up the textures. Oh, for the plate, it's just a cylinder as well, just a cylinder, and the edges have been brought up, then the middle part has been extruded inner. It's just basic modeling stuff, guys, just basic modeling stuff, you know. So that's pretty much it. I hope you have got an idea of how you can do these things and you can apply them in your new projects. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next one.